So let's just settle into our meditation posture. There's a few of us in here who are already a little bit zoned out from the last hour and a half, but we will try and stay present. So just check your body and your mind, and just try and bring your mind to the same place your body is. And if your digestion has been a little bit taxed today, might be a good idea to try and lengthen the spine. And the digestion moves in a circular motion from right to left and down and around. So you can just imagine whatever it is that's digesting, just doing it nicely. Shoulders are aligned with the hips. And just imagine you're getting a little bit taller, spine is lengthening, and there's some space in between your vertebrae. The head is slightly tipped forward, eyes are down. Relax the jaw. Then just go from the tip of the head, the crown, all the way down. Just relaxing your face, your jaw, back of the head, the neck, the shoulders, the throat, just your torso and your limbs. Take a nice deep breath. And just check. Are there any sounds in your environment? Just allow them to be there. Bring your awareness now to your mind, what's going on there. Just notice without any judgment, without any opinions. Just see what's arising. And just allow it to just flow on unattended to. So don't engage with what's in the mind, just let it flow. And bring your mind back to the breath, just noticing the air as you're breathing in and breathing out. And just try and get in touch with this stillness. So if you've had a busy day with family, some of you may still have family there. So just for the next now 20, 25 minutes or so, just try and bring the mind inside. Try and touch that place of stillness in you. So let's just bring to mind all the people of our life. Our loved ones, our friends. You may have been in touch with many of them today. The ones you don't like very much, they also may have been in your life today. And then there's been some strangers perhaps. And bearing in mind the fragility of these relationships that we see as so concrete, it can change at any time. And trying to develop a mind of equanimity so we can sort of start to counteract all of this concrete discrimination that we have in our mind towards all these different groups of people. Remembering that everybody wants to be happy, no one wants to suffer, and everybody equally, extraordinarily, has the same potential. So remembering there is no negativity that cannot be purified. And this process we're engaging in is a psychological one. So all the negativity we create starts in the mind. So this is where we need to start working with it. We need to know what's going on inside there so we can actually do something about it. So we're doing that in this process, this 4 opponent powers. We start with regret. So sincerely regret from the depths of the heart anything you've done to harm any living being in this life, today, in this life, in all past lives, and think of specific actions of both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. And so we experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. And having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. So who wants that? Nobody. So logically, it makes sense that you want to pull out these karmic seeds before they ripen as future suffering for us. So think like this. I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And then also regret any anger and attachment and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And think, I'm sick of this suffering. And then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. So we rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, who is the doctor, who has the methods we can use to purify. And we're not needing or wanting or asking Buddha to forgive us. We're not looking towards him as a higher power. We're purifying ourselves by relying upon his medicine. So you can imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. And he's also, if you wish, you can imagine this is your teacher manifesting in this male Vajrasattva form for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light, sitting cross-legged on a white lotus and a moon cushion, as this beautiful, radiant, white face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has black hair. It's held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart. The left is underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two. And this symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings. This is also part of the refuge. So the very beings we have harmed and those who have harmed us, by developing a sense of compassion for them, a wish for them to not suffer. So you can think of someone that you've harmed recently and someone maybe who's harmed you. Make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings and think, I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the actual medicine, the mantra recitation and the visualization. So we start with the purification of the body, and Vajrasattva very compassionately sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose very forcefully from his heart. And it arcs around and enters your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky black liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebhawa Sutokaya Mebhawa Supokaya Mebhawa Anarakta Mebhawa Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebhawa Sutokaya Mebhawa Supokaya Mebhawa Anarakta Mebhawa Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebhawa Sutokaya Mebhawa Supokaya Mebhawa Anarakta Mebhawa Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Mebhawa Sutokaya Mebhawa Supokaya Mebhawa Anarakta Mebhawa Sawasidi Mempi Yatsa Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabawa Mahasamaya Sattva Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe. So now be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. So next is the purification of speech. And again, Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech. And this overflows quite forcefully and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can imagine all those kind of negative aspects of the speech, you know, the lying and gossiping and harsh speech and useless speech and talking badly about others behind their backs. It's all purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasidi Mimpiyata Sawa Kama Sita Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sawa Tata Gata Vajramami Mutta Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sata Aham Pe. So again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And just imagine it's not possible to do anything other than benefit others now with your speech. So the next is the purification of the mind, and Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light from his heart chakra, and this arcs around and enters your crown and fills you completely. So you just imagine when the light from Vajrasattva's heart hits your heart chakra, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind. So all your depression and anxiety and neediness and attachment and grasping and anger and resentment and jealousy and bitterness and all these kind of weird emotions that we have in our mind. All of this instantly dispelled by this light and the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa anarakta mebawa sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame matsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified. They're gone, completely finished. And think there is no way you could have any space in your heart for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness, gratitude, wisdom, bliss, and compassion. So next is the purification of just this imprints of negativity of the body, speech, and mind. So if you wish, a couple of mantras each for the body and speech and mind that we've just done, as you're imagining light and nectar pouring into you, filling you, or just light and nectar, and pouring into you and eradicating even the subtlest imprints of negative energy from your mind. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasidi mebiyata sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tatagata vajramame mutta vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinapatita dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa supokaya mebawa Anurakta mebo sawasidi mepi yata sawa kama sutta me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida mebo sitokaya mebo sipokaya mebo Anurakta mebo sawasidi mepi yata sawa kama sutta me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan Sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mepi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita dida meboa sutokaya meboa sipokaya meboa Anurakta meboa sawasidi mepi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam kuruhum ha 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 ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So now feel that you are completely purified and there's not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. Even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So just imagine how that would feel. So next is the power of resolve. And again, a really crucial step is where we just decide, I'm going to try to refrain from harming. So instead of going down the old track of negative self-talk and thinking, putting people into boxes and judging people and all these kinds of concrete view of the friend, the enemy, and the stranger that can kind of lead us into getting into kind of trouble. Maybe we try and relax our mind a bit, have a little bit of equanimity. Because this practice of equanimity actually really is for our own benefit. We are the ones, we actually are the ones that benefit from it. Relaxing our mind around these kind of very rigid views that we have. So just bring something to mind. Maybe it's a person that you gossip about. Maybe you've just all of a sudden become addicted to coffee again or chocolate chip cookies or whatever. So just think about this idea of maybe just laying off a little bit and give yourself a timeline. Catch yourself in that process of negative self-talk. Turn it around. Think of something instead, something positive to say about yourself. One good quality that you have and meditate on that instead. And slowly, slowly, we start to break down all these habits that we have that cause us to be harmful to ourselves and others. So imagine Vajrasattva is delighted with us and wanting to merge with our minds, melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown, sort of just melts into there. And think my guru's body, speech, and mind, and Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same thing. So next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on emptiness for a little bit. So whatever level you understand it, in emptiness there is no I. There is no creator of negative karma, and there is no action of creating negative karma. And there is no negative karma created. So we can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And you can also think that perhaps the way things are appearing to me might not necessarily be the way they actually exist. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created doing this purification to all living beings and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And Palama Rinpoche, Wu tup shul chang shin jam gon Galloway. Tenzing kyang pelway kunza dog porze. Chog sum korway leg mon du drub. Pa dag sog duje gon du jab ten shog. And Phalam Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far-off places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request, O Lama, please live long. The Geshe Cherub, beloved teacher leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path. You are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. And may you all live long and stable lives. And thank you very much for turning up on this Thanksgiving evening. And again, a little dedication for all the poor turkeys that kind of got, their lives didn't seem to matter so that everyone could have a nice, yummy dinner. And if you did happen to enjoy a nice, yummy turkey this evening or whatever meat, think of the Medicine Buddha mantra. Maybe recite the Medicine Buddha mantra and think of that animal. Anyway, lots of love, everybody. Sweet dreams. And I'll see you tomorrow morning, some of you. Okay, thank you so much. Thanks for hosting, Mary.